Hey guys, welcome back to the Partial Homestead. I'm going to install a new accessory for my Zero Turn mower. Now this is not a sponsored video. I didn't get a discount or a deal or anything on this. This is something that I legitimately have been looking for a while, and I found a manufacturer through some Facebook groups, a guy out in Oklahoma. It's called Weedwolf Manufacturing, and what it is it's a stand-up lever action weed trimmer that goes on the Zero Turn. You can press down on a pedal and this thing will come down and have a weed whip on the outside. So here on this particular homestead, we have a lot of fence line, and that fence line is almost always overgrown because it's very rare that we have enough time to be able to go out to that fence line and do it by hand. When we do, our weed whacker is battery operated. So we'll go through all of our batteries in no time and then still have more to do. So inevitably, it's just hard to keep up with the maintenance on it. This, I'm really hopeful, is going to be the solution to that problem because I don't mind sitting around and riding around on the Zero Turn. So if I'm going and I'm spending 2 hours mowing, what's another 45 minutes of running around with the trimmer as opposed to going out there with this battery operated thing that takes forever to use. So I'm going to follow their video instructions. You won't see those video instructions. I'm just gonna go step by step by my understanding from watching the video. So you may see me fumble here and there. This isn't so much meant to be an instructional video as it is entertainment. Just watch me set this thing up. However, if you have a Spartan HD-Pro mower with a 61-inch deck, similar to mine, this may be instructional for you as well. So I'm gonna get started. The very first thing that you notice is I've already taken off the cover panels for the pulleys. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to get the belt off of this pulley and take this pulley off. I intentionally have this hoisted up so that I can reach underneath here and grab onto this blade on this pulley right here, so that as I'm unbolting this, I've got something to counter that so it doesn't just spin. After I get that off, then this thing can most likely be lowered back down to the ground so that I'm working on a flat surface instead of this angle. Let's get started. The first thing I want to do though is I do want to try to break this bolt loose with the belt still on here, because the belt is going to help me keep this from turning as much. As soon as this breaks loose, I don't need it to be taken off in any shape or form, but as soon as this breaks loose, then we'll take the belt off. Oh my gosh, that was stupid easy. Okay, the way I always take belts off of anything is just get it started like that. Now as I rotate it, it'll walk itself right off. Okay. All right. All right, so on this particular pulley, I know that there's different types of pulleys out there. In fact, this has a screw hole right here for like an Allen set screw, but it doesn't have one. It is just bolted down from the top with a little key in there. So okay, that came out pretty easily. There's a key for the keyway. So this pulley I'm not gonna need, because part of the benefit of the Weedwolf trimmer itself is that it has an additional pulley on top of there, so it runs off of the same power control. Funny thing is, I told you I was just going to be following the directions, but frankly, I haven't. I watched the video ahead of time, and I haven't looked back at it since, so I don't remember if this is the right step right now. I'll go back to that in a minute and make sure. Oh. Okay, I need a socket to do it now. Okay, so this was a 3/4 inch head here on mine. I don't know about other mowers, but I think I'm gonna make it a bit tighter than what it was for me, because that just seemed too loose. All right, I don't wanna get crazy, but that should be good. All right, guys, so I'm doing this for the first time right now. So I have no prior experience here of figuring this out from their video. So the first thing they say to do is to set this belt guide right on here, kind of center it over the center bolt there, and then take this, which is going to be the rest of that pedal assembly, set it over here, And then we're looking for two things, he said. I want to get it as close to the operator position as I can get it, while still clearing with this triangle. So let's see, so I can get right there, will never interfere with any of that. Oop, that hits. What about if I go a little further away? That just clears. It's as close as I can get to the operator and to this while still clearing. But now, in his picture, this this right here touches this, and this is not going to slide back that far. So, but it does have extra sets of holes, so maybe I can move these bolts over to these extra set of holes so I can get a little bit more travel there. I'm not exactly sure how well you'll be able to see it, but I want to show you which bolt holes I'm picking for this particular deck. Maybe it'll help somebody who has the 61-inch deck for the RT Pro. Underneath here, where my big head is probably in the way, I'm smacking this like baffle. And what it is it's a round bent metal baffle around the blade. And it runs right underneath here, which means if I were to drill any of these holes, I certainly would not be able to put the bolts on the back side. So just triple checking. Yeah, I think my only options are gonna be here, like this side forward, which is a bummer. I kind of wanted to get a big L shape, but it seems like maybe this or this is gonna be the best I can get. I definitely want this one. And then maybe I'll do these two right here. Guess that's what I'm gonna do. It's not quite what I want, but it gives me the clearance of those baffles. So I'll start marking out these circles. Got my circles there, and I'll go to the center. Now this is a serious deck. It's solid. Okay, so I've center punched those. Now I'll have to go get a drill and drill these out. That's a thick metal deck. So this is going to be a 9/16. What do I do with that? All right. Seems like it's probably okay. Alright, so the next step is with the actual trimmer head here. This is a well-machined item. Everything is pretty tight tolerances. Alright, so from his instructions, his YouTube video, what I'm looking for is I can set this directly in line with the pivot bolt, or I can go up to an inch forward or an inch backward, depending on what I need to do in order to properly clear like handles and stuff like that. I'm nowhere near them. My handles are way the hell up there. So this won't be any concern to me. I'll just kind of center it and go with that. All right. Now that I've got those holes marked, I'll get them drilled, and then I'll probably put it back up on the hoist. like a glove. Okay. And the next thing he did in his video was adjust these stops so that it wouldn't go back and do that. But the next part is belt tension. You just loosen these lock nuts. I don't know if I loosened them enough or not, but we'll find out in a second. Yeah, let's just... hair more on these. Okay, now there's a spring here and a nut here, or a bolt here that acts as a stop, and I'm supposed to slide this thing back until that nut is only like a 1/4 inch away from the stop. I'm like not moving at all on this side. Something's still holding. There we go. Now we're tensioning. That takes quite a bit of tension to get it up there. You just get one of these tightened. Alright. Yep. Let's tighten it down. Alright. Now that that's tight, this goes up. So this next step was to slide this in above the belt pulley and under the deal. I'm supposed to feel my way around and make sure it's where I want it. You're feeling around for there's a hole in the bottom that sits around that pulley. You want to make sure you have plenty of clearance all the way around, that it's somewhat centered on that pulley. And then install this. And when I'm satisfied that everything looks to be right, then I can start shoring these up. sucker tight. Get this sucker tight. Yeah. And I should be able to pull this out. Okay. I did not film this part nearly as much as some would probably prefer, but really what it is it's just so much trial and error, and it's going to be completely dependent on your setup. What you're adjusting at this point is the linkage right here to make it so that this right here is the proper length to reach right here without binding, without any excessive angles, etc. Now, my kit came with this tie rod end on the end of this all thread, but it also came with this nut and additional pieces of all thread. So it just took a little bit of trial and error to find the size that fit mine. And then this slides on there, and this double lock nut's on. When you do yours, just take your time and feel around until you find the right length of all thread or combination of lengths of all thread until you get a proper length like this. Switch to this. I'm not sure if we go ahead and tighten this up just yet, but I'm going to because I can't see why you wouldn't. So I'm supposed to hook this on here, and then hook this on here. Come on now. Okay. And then he said you preload tension by taking your 9/16 and a hammer. And bring this back a smidge, and you put your 9/16 on that nut and drive it down a little bit. That's okay. So the nut right there, that doesn't even be cinched up. I don't have the top all the way down. Or hold it a little bit like this and press it around the nut underneath it. And then down to the west. Over the nut. That's why I look like I was wanting to but no, that's it. Now this goes like that. That. Washer, washer, nut. Washer, washer, nut. I had hoped that I was one of the lucky people that didn't have to do any trimming on this guard, but I do. Something like that. I'll probably square it up a little bit. All right, that worked like a charm. I cut off this little section right here, and that fits. Let's see if it moves freely now. Yes, it does. Okay, guys, I think we're ready to take it for a spin. So you can see it wasn't able to take out like the small saplings, but anything that was like a smaller, what's the word I'm looking for? Trunk? I don't know. It took those out with ease. I have never cleaned up this side of the fence because it's just such a pain in the butt, and now all that's left is the saplings. I think that this was a win. So far, now granted we're talking 10 minutes of use, but A+. I love it. Hopefully it continues to be as awesome as it seems so far. We just had a wild storm hit out of nowhere and all these leaves are coming off the tree and I'm getting wrecked. So I'm gonna go inside, start editing this video, and I hope you guys like it. Again, the Weedwolf, I'm really impressed. First impressions, it's gold. It's worth its weight in gold. Long-term impressions, I'll get back to you. Thanks for checking us out. Follow us, give us a subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.